Hi fellow Lifebookers and Mindvalley enthusiasts. This video is all about how I integrate my Lifebook into a digital tool called Notion. For those of you that don't know about Notion, it's this all-in-one workspace that allows you to do a whole range of different things. It's incredibly flexible. You can use it as a note taker, you can create databases, you can create checklists, people build habit trackers and calendars and to-do lists, all kinds of stuff. You can find lots of videos that explain the features of Notion and how to use the tool, so I don't want to get into that in this video. What I want to show you is how I use Notion, and in particular, I'm going to show you how I've integrated my Lifebook into my Notion workspace. So I'm going to give you a brief tour of my setup, and in the process, you're hopefully going to think of ways that you can better organize your life and design your future. So let's get started. So the page that you see here is Emmerich OS. So this page, it's like my dashboard that helps me to navigate my human experience. It's divided into three sections. There's life journey, big picture, and life puzzle. For the life journey here, I like to see my life as a journey, this journey of evolution. I find it really helpful. It's one of the core mental models that I use to navigate my human experience. In the big picture section here, this is some high-level information that I want to keep in mind as I move along my life journey. Let's go into, I won't have time to go into all the pages, but let's check out two of those pages. Let's start with my life vision. So my life vision is one of the core components of the Lifebook program. And for me, I have my life vision into my Lifebook binder, but I find it even more useful to have it here in my Notion workspace. So this is the way that I've set it up for now anyways. It keeps on evolving. But here I'm working on a movie, a mind movie, and here you see a breakdown of my life vision where I have all the questions that are asked in the Lifebook program. And what's cool about Notion is you can add toggles, and these toggles over here, so I can add information inside those toggles. So again, it's been really helpful for me to organize my life vision in this page, and I'm able to review it very, very easily. So let's go back now, and I'll show you one more page, my blueprint for success. So my blueprint for success, this contains, again, information that's pretty high level that I want to review on an ongoing basis, a regular basis. So things like my notes on the purpose of life, my outer mission, inner mission, emotional states that I want to consistently engage in, my core values, and so on and so forth. Again, I've organized my page in this way, but you can tailor your page however you want. And that's the beauty of Notion. As you can see here, I also have two equations. One on the left is the bending reality equation that Vision talks about. Real helpful for me to reflect on these equations and think about how I can embody those in my day-to-day life. So let's go back. We've talked briefly about the life journey, but the big picture. Let's now dive into the life puzzle. So the life puzzle is the unified model that I use to build my life and track my own evolution. It's divided into two sections. There's horizontal developments and vertical developments. For the horizontal developments, well, that's the first part of the life puzzle model, and that's essentially the wheel of life diagram that you see on the right. And this wheel of life is divided into sections, which for me are the core areas that are discussed and that are taught in the Lifebook program. There's also the edges here of my wheel of life, which is the subject, which will be the subject of another video. So what's really cool is I have a diagram of my wheel of life, and I also have pages that match the different areas in that diagram. So for example, if we look at personal life, I have a page for that, and in here you can see the 5 areas that are also in the Lifebook program. So if we look at one of those pages, let's go into my emotional life. On this page is structured in the same way, in a very similar way to the way that my page is structured in my Lifebook binder. So I have my premise, vision, purpose, and here, strategy. And again, what's really cool about having this digital page is that I can modify it whenever I want. I can add images, I can add videos, and it's really easy for me to modify the information that's on this page. So this gives you an example, an idea of how I structure my Notion page here. And I follow a similar structure for the other areas of my life, so I won't get into those. Let's go back. Okay, so that's a brief overview of horizontal development and vertical development. So for that, that's the second part of the life puzzle model. And this enables me to track the progression of my evolution as I move along my life journey. So as you can see here, I follow the Be Extraordinary framework that Vishen talks about. So I've written down here the different levels, and again, there's toggles so I can add information inside those toggles. This bar graph here, bar chart, is a work in progress. I'm trying to find ways to better track my evolution and my vertical development. I think it's really neat how I'm able to do this. I'm able to add bar charts in Notion as well. The cone-shaped diagram that you see here is the unified life puzzle model. And the top circular section represents the wheel of life, so horizontal development. And going down the cone represents vertical development. So here you go. One last thing I want to show you in this video is how I track or where I keep my Lifebook assessments. So let's take a look at that. And so I have a page called Performance Center, and this is where I keep the various assessments in my life, including the Lifebook assessment. So as you can see here, I have a table, a database with the different categories of my life, and I've added the scores and my life quotient over here to this database. And I can also see a little progress bar of how well I'm doing in each of those areas. So this is, I find that really useful. And again, all this information is unified into one workspace. If we expand that page, I have a link to the assessments, and I can also link it to my reports. Go back. So that's one of the assessments that I have. I have a number of other ones. And again, I won't go into much detail here in this video. It'll be the subject of another video. So here you go. This was a quick tour of my Notion setup and how I've integrated my Lifebook into my workspace. I hope this was helpful for you, and I encourage you to build your own Notion workspace if you haven't already. Thank you.